every single day so you can make some money on DraftKings and FanDuel. Hey, I know last night was a little bit rough for you last night, but what you got for us today? So who you got looking out for today?
Hey, no dancer after lunch last night. I was going to get into a contest right before the late games. I actually placed 110 out of 4.7 thousand for a whopping $2.
You know, like Kobe's jump shot last night, it happens.
Hey, I had Kobe in my lineup, and I also had my good friend Julius Randle and Carl Anthony Towns. But my sleeper from last night that I didn't get in my early games was my friend McCollum from the Trailblazers. What a night he had, right?
Yeah, 37 points, 6 rebounds. He filled the stat sheets everywhere. So, Jay, who you got tonight? I know it's a short schedule, 3 games. We were just talking about Atlanta, New York on the first part of it. There's also Memphis and Indiana, which we haven't got to, and then there's the late game at 10:30. Who you got on your team tonight? Dallas and the Clippers.
So tonight, I'm rolling with a little controversy, man. I'm rolling out with Porzingis at my power forward.
Okay.
That's my sleeper for tonight. I think he's going to fill the stat sheet. I've also got Mike Conley from the Grizzlies.
Okay.
This is a perennial playoff team. He's got a solid role. I see a lot of production there. Another sneaky guy I've got in is Rodney Stuckey from the Pacers.
Interesting.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I had a choice between Carmelo and Paul George. Just based on the way this guy looked at preseason, I'm going with Paul George for 8,200.
Well, Paul was impressive last night. 17 points, 13 rebounds last night, so he filled the stat sheet last night.
Stat sheet filler, man. And then kind of rounding my lineup, I'm rolling with Robin Lopez at center. I'm rolling with George Hill as my additional guard. I don't know what it is about the Pacers tonight, but I see something beautiful there. And then rounding me out, I've got Mr. Blake Griffin at 9,500 going against the Dallas Mavericks. Should be a little bit of a revenge game there, right?
Well, yeah, it's I'm going to call it the DeAndre Jordan game. I wish this game would have been Dallas instead of, LA for the first time they met because I want to see Case as they introduce, Jordan in the starting lineup. But Griffin last night was outstanding, 33 points, 8 rebounds. When you make your fantasy picks, what do you do first? Do you go with the sleepers or guaranteed?
So normally when I'm looking at my picks, I really take a look at all the games and I try to figure out who's the star, who's my guy that is not going to let me down. And in tonight's games, I just felt like that guy was going to be Blake. I love stacking some of my bigger players, but with some of the lumps I've taken early with going after some of the bigger name talents, I find my guys like Doug McDermott, Vera Jow, PJ Tucker, they're letting me down, man. And I need total production. So tonight I'm going with a little bit of a more balanced, conservative approach and see if we can't turn out some more currency tonight for the Draftaholics.
Yes. Follow Draftaholics online. Jay, how does everybody get in contact with you? How do they talk fantasy with you and also keep up with you on social media?
Hey, man, follow me at Draftaholics or Air Jordan, H-E-I-R, Jordan with the 0 on Twitter for all your updates. And you can catch me live on Full Court Press Radio's website every day with my daily fantasy.
Yes, we're going to get Jay's article up sometime this afternoon, so if you missed out, check him out. He's very good at his picks. He's pretty much hit most of his sleepers. I think opening night you did well with KCP. Last night, did well with Karl Anthony Towns. Wiggins, you know what? You have those nights. I mean, if defensive scoring was part of fantasy, I think he did very well in Kobe Bryant last night. That's for sure.
So thanks, Dan. So I'll be rolling out this lineup online today. So you guys make sure to get on and check it out before the game tonight.
Also, check out Trackaholics because that's Jay's group that's also provided all these wonderful beats and music and the interludes in the background. So check those guys out. Trackaholics on Twitter as well too. Jay, we'll talk to you tomorrow here on the morning tip off. You guys.
All right, sounds good, man. You guys have a great day. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir. We got about another 5 minutes left here on the morning tip-off here on the debut edition here on Spreaker. You got any last little things, 407-378-3717. We're going to be on tomorrow at 8 a.m. It's going to go back to its regular time. like I said, we had some technical difficulties, especially with Spreaker, the Skype phone lines, a couple other things. So it's a little bit of my fault as well too. But we'll get back to it. So much going on in the NBA. Let's go over the final two games before we carry here. Memphis is taking on the Indiana Pacers. We talked about how Memphis last night laid an egg. Mike Conley, which Jay just mentioned a few minutes ago, he's this guy tonight. He can't have two bad games in a row. I think Gasol and Randolph will have a feast with Indiana's lack of size. But the good news for the Pacers is that besides Paul George, they get Miles Turner back. Miles Turner is going to help with rotation. You won't have to see as much as Jan Mahimi. Hopefully they get more out of Jordan Hill. And definitely they hope to get more out of Monte Ellis. So those stories are going to be the big keys for the Pacers win tonight. I think I'm going with the Grizzlies tonight in this game. You know, grit and grind, and they're going against a team that's still trying to find itself and find a rotation in Indiana. We talked about the Knicks in Atlanta. I like Atlanta tonight to bounce back. I know the Knicks are at home in the home opener. They're going to be hyped. I'm not sure Derek Williams is going to put up the same performance he did. I think Melo goes back to being Melo. The Knicks are going to fall short because I'm still a big fan of the Hawks. I don't think Kyle Korver has another night like he did the other night when he struggled from the floor. I think they'll have more rotation, but I do see that Dennis Schroeder is going to start earning more minutes. He's going to take minutes. I mean, 20 points, 5 rebounds, a couple assists. He's going to start taking minutes. I don't know who it's going to be from. If they're going to have to force Korver to play the three a lot more, or Korver's going to be riding the bench, but she cannot keep a guy like Schroeder off the floor, especially when he's producing. And in the late game tonight, we talked about that earlier. The LA Clippers take on the Dallas Mavericks in the DeAndre Jordan Love Fest game of the night. Too bad this game is LA, but you have the Mavericks coming off a back to back, and also both teams playing back to backs actually. The only difference is that they're coming in from Phoenix. Both teams traveled on the road last night, and they've been playing in LA. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. The first game, you have Chris Paul going against Darren Williams. 4 years ago, this would have been one of the more elite point guard matchups. But what I do see in this game is tonight, besides Blake Griffin going to be able to have his way with them, is that the Clippers' depth is going to be tested because of the fact that Rick Carlisle's teams are playing defense. And I want to see where Wes Matthews is going to end up starting the game. He's their best defender for Dallas. And if they don't have Parsons tonight, which I don't think they will, you're going to have to see maybe Wes Matthews take the defensive responsibility of Chris Paul. I mean, because you can let Lance Stevens shoot all day. And if Raymond Felton's on the floor, you can leave Stevenson and Felton because I'll leave Stevenson all day long. I don't know if I want to use Wes Matthews on a guy like JJ Redick because Redick is a shooter, but he doesn't do much more besides shoot the ball. So I really want to see how Carlisle's going to use Wes Matthews. And on Doc Rivers' side, you're looking at having a multitude of guys that you can throw at a depleted Dallas team that doesn't have all the depth that they do. And I would love to see how, if they can get DeAndre Jordan on the offensive side a little bit more, and how they're going to use him against Pachulia. And really, I would let Blake go to work on Dirk Nowitzki tonight. So I have the Clippers winning tonight. I think it's going to be a pretty solid game for them tonight. So, like I said, we're going to be here every single morning, 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday here on the morning tip-off here on Spreaker, as well as our other affiliates. Um, like I said, call in tomorrow morning. We'll be right back, talk about the three games, and getting into the big Friday slate. So we'll be back tomorrow here on the morning tip-off. Also, check out Full Court Press Radio Tuesday nights, 96.9, The Game FM, as well as a couple other things that we have going on the show. Check out the website, www.nbafcpradio.com. Also, the team on Twitter, at NBA FCP Radio, myself at NBA DT29, Mark Johnson, the host of co-host of Full Court Press Radio at Breakdown Sport, Paul Myers, the other co-host of Full Court Press at P Myers FCP, Jason Cook at Jason Cook 84. Like I said, Jay Waddell at Draftaholics or at Air Jordan. That's HEIR 0 the Jordan. Uh, CJ Jenkins. CJ Jenkins, I think it's 76WS. Uh, there's so many different people that we have here on Full Court Press Radio and the Morning Tip Off and Full Court Press Media. So we have so many different places to go. And so we're going to check out of here. Went over my time a little bit. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time for the Morning Tip Off here on Spreaker. See you tomorrow.